here on Baltimore's Real Talk. I am your host, Chandelier. We have Jay Lee to my right and Brianta to my left. Topic today is, and let's not forget Sexy Lexi in the middle.
With her pink hair.
Exactly. We did something different. We wanted to make her cute. We are going to Miami, so we're trying to make her a fly chick like us. But anyway, our topic tonight is
Ways an older man can mentally control the mind of a young girl.
wow.
Well, before we start the topic, I have to give them the research from last
Week.
week's show.
Yeah.
Can I see that, Bree?
She said hi. And the baby said hi.
So, some of the domestic crisis shelters are Woodlawn Office,
Wait,
7,000.
excuse me. For those who don't know, you want to tell what the last week's topic was and tell them what we're doing? Because they might forgot that we told them we was going to give them research. I want them to know that we really were going to make sure they have it. So the topic for last week was,
Domestic violence.
right,
How do you deal with it and how do you get out?
right. And you're telling them the way to do what?
To get out.
Okay,
Seek help.
okay.
So some shelters is a Woodlawn Office is 7,000 Security Boulevard, Suite 302, Baltimore, Maryland 21244. Phone number is 410-281-1334.
Again.
Woodlawn Office.
No, again for the number.
Oh, 410-281-1334. Fax number is 410-298-4326. It's another one called Turnaround. It's in Baltimore County. The hotline number is 410-828-6390. 410-828-6390. Available 24 hours, 7 days a week. And it's another one in Rosedale, 9100 Franklin Square Drive from 317. Phone number is 410-391-2396. 410-391-2396.
Ooh, okay. Wow. Okay. Well, we did what we said we would do. We made sure that we did research on our domestic violence thing we had going on. So now on to the topic. On to the topic of Brianta. So, I am older now, but when I was about 16, I dated a guy that was 28.
How old? How old?
28.
Can you say that a little bit louder, please?
Alright, 28.
And you are how old?
16.
Can you say that just a little
I
bit
was
louder?
16,
Okay,
but
there
I
you
was
go.
very mature. You know I was too young to be dating a guy that old, but I didn't know he was that old at first. He lied. He lied to me, and he lied to my mother. So I met him back in my younger days. They had the online, like not as far as computer,
Chat
but
line?
the chat line on the phone. Well, they still have it now, but it's not as popular as it was back then. That was all we had. We didn't have computer. So it wasn't going to be a computer or anything like that at your home. You would get online and you would meet, some guys. I met him offline. We got along fine. We met each other. Everything was good. He met my mother. My mother said, he look a little old. I said, well, no, he told me, he only, I think I told her he was 18. She said, nah, he don't look no 18 to me. Say he look a little older, and if he's 18, he had a rough life. So she made him show her ID. Well, when I was a kid back in those days, you can go to a place, I don't know if they still have it, and get a fake ID. Well, he was prepared. He had ID and all. So, yeah, he showed my mother his ID, and the ID stated 18 as if what he said. So we went out, we was dating, he became my boyfriend. He would come over my home and, go get me from school, and all that, all that. But then things started to change. My mother knew something wasn't up with him. She just did not feel comfortable with me dating this guy, so she started not really wanting me to see him. Well, you and I both know, ladies, that if it's something we want to do, we gonna do it. And once you get it once, you want it again. So I was gonna see this guy. She was not gonna stop me from seeing him. I was gonna see him. But I didn't realize how controlling he was starting to be. Like, he was demanding that he see me. He had to know every place I went. I thought it was cute at first, because I guess it was the extra attention, I guess, that I was getting, that I was liking. But then it started being annoying. And he would want me to be at his house. I had a curfew. So my mom, like, you better be in here at a certain time, and you better really be in there at a certain time, because she wasn't playing it. I started being late on my curfew. That's how it all started. It all began with me starting to be late with the curfew thing. I'm sorry, Lexi, you alright? Me starting to be late, being on my curfew. Grades starting to change in school, because whenever he pissed me off, I ain't want to do homework. All I want to do is sit there and be upset and cry. Stop. Be upset and cry. And things like that started happening. And then he told me that I should move from my mom's house and come live with him. Now, remind you, I was 16. So, you ain't supposed to be moving out your mom's house at no 16. You're still a child. You still have responsibilities. You need to be home, getting ready for school and doing what children that age do. Not my grown town. I wanted, to stay with him, hang out with him. My mom at the time had started saying no. She started not liking him. He had lied on my mom and said my mom, it was almost like he was trying to make me and my mother not get along, because he knew my mother just had this little glimpse that he just wasn't a cool guy. So since he knew that, Lex, since he knew that, it was like he was trying to get rid of my mother. And he knew that me and my mother was close. But when you're a teenager, you can clash with your mom. So, as close as we may be now, back then, I guess I didn't feel we were that close. Even though we were, but again, I wanted to be grown. I wanted to do my thing. So when you're trying to be grown, it's different. You know what I'm saying? Because now the mother can't be your friend. She has to be a mother. And that's what she was being. Stop. Before you get down on the floor. Do you want to get on the floor? Stop. So I ran away with him. Went to his home. Now, his mom was a little weird. Stop. Let me tell you, stop. His mom was a little weird. Let me tell you, stop. She's so bad. You want to sit up here or not? His mom was kind of weird. She knew I was younger. She really didn't care, I guess, because he was grown. So she felt like, well, he's an adult. What? What y'all doing? Don't go making eyes and faces and what is y'all doing?
I don't know.
What?
Nothing.
Don't start it.
What?
Lex, sit. Have a seat. So back to y'all can't be doing all this. For real. Y'all, our contacts, do all the Google ads later after the show. And y'all play too much.
She's trying to tell me something, but I don't know what she's talking about.
So anyway, on to the show, y'all. Please look at the show and do the show. Brianna, anything to tell Brianna? Would you please, Jay Lee, would you tell her later? Unless there's something on her face?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I don't see nothing. It's bad enough our girl over here is trying to be like acting crazy. They won't even let me tell my story. So anyway, his mom started she didn't really say much. She didn't, it was like it was okay with her. But he started not wanting me to go anywhere, didn't want me to leave the house. If his friends came over, he wanted me to stay in a room, and it was just a mess. And before you know it, I had moved out my mom's house, because see, this is how easy and how quick an older man can have you all twisted. All twisted. I had snuck, ran away, got away from my mother. I'll never forget that night, because as I was running away, I was young, I was a kid, and my little brother, I remember him being so sad because he did not want me to leave, and he was just like begging me not to go. But it wasn't nothing going to stop me that night, you can believe that. And I, left, stayed with him, and it was just a mess. He was controlling. He started grabbing on me. He didn't hit me, but he was just grabbing on me, and it was just a mess. To his grandmother had said, come here for a minute. And she took me in her bedroom. She said, you're a young lady. You're not grown. You a young girl, aren't you? And I said, yes. And I told her how old I was. She said, you need to be home with your mama. She said, he is too old for you to be with him. Well, at the time, I didn't know how old he really was. By this time, I'm finding out that he is 28. At this, like I said again, I never knew. But I'm finding out that he's 28, and he is definitely too old to be with me. But he wouldn't let me leave. He would stay home. He would make sure I knew he knew where I was. It was so hard to get away from him. And then I'm a young girl, and I'm kind of nervous. I don't, you get kind of scared. You don't want to, you go back home. Then your mother, she's mad. You got to deal with what's going on at home because you done left. So it was a big mistake. It really, really was. Just a huge mistake. But I was young. I was a kid. Please go to the camera, Brooklyn. Yeah, you might as well, because she want to be held, honey. So it just became, I don't know, it became sad because you don't want to be in a situation like that. My dog is crazy. You don't want to be in a situation like that and you scared to turn back home to your parents, to your mom, and to your family. Your family can always be there for you. If they love you, they'll always be there for you. And you want to be able to say, Ma, you know what, I made a mistake. I was just wrong. And if your mom really loves you and your family care about you, they're going to be there for you no matter what. But sometimes when we get in those situations, we just feel like, well, I try to be grown. I'm going to hang in there and try to make it work because I don't want to have to go back. Well, it got into a point where I had no choice. I couldn't take it no more. And I did go back home. And my grandfather was getting sick and he wanted to see me and my mother together. And I did go back home. And I was able to be back with my mom and left his tail alone because he was just too old for me to be with from the beginning. And it was just a lot of problems. I mean, with older men can be amazing. They can have you doing things you never thought. Like, I would have never moved from my mom's house. I know that without a doubt. But because I was young and I could leave, I couldn't leave, but I made a way to leave, that's what I did. Stop. That's what I did. So that's kind of my story of, I guess, my first time I left home and was with an older guy that was entirely too old for me. You're going to get down because you're bad. That was entirely too old for me to be with from the beginning. And made a mistake like young girls do.
So he never put his hand in you?
Well, he would grab on me. He tried to grab on me, which wasn't happening at first. When he would come into my home and he was seeing me, he never did that. Everything was fine. He was buying me stuff, and as a young girl, you like all that attention, and things like that was going on. It wasn't that I wasn't getting love at home, but we got a guy that's doing little things, taking me out. We doing things I never done before, so it was new and different for me, and yeah, it was good then, but then we went to his home, it became a disaster. A disaster. So him grabbing and shaking on me and all that, then we knew it was leading to him doing the real beat down. And I was so young.
Last show, you said you was never in a situation like that.
Well, again, he never hit me. He shook me, maybe grabbed me.
But it could have been domestic violence mentally.
Yeah, true. Because he was beginning to be, talk, stuff to me. Like, again, that he never said cussing me out. Now it was beginning to change. Things that really, really changed. The cussing me out part, and grabbing me. Again, he never had done that before. So now that we moved to we're at his home, he's doing these different things. It occurred to be, it was crazy. So yeah, I did say that. I wouldn't say I was totally in an abusive relationship where he was putting his hand on me, but grabbing me was just as bad. It wasn't any better because it wasn't out of love. That wasn't that come hug me grab. It was that, girl, come here. I'm tired of playing with you. And I'm like, what?
One of the viewers said, do you think that you were looking for a father figure?
No, I don't think I was looking for a father figure. I liked older guys. At least that's what I thought at that time. See, now I'm older. I don't want an old man. I'm serious. Exactly. I'm more on a cougar side. No, I'm just playing. But Um, no, I wouldn't say that, but I'm not sure. Actually, I don't know. My dad was there, so I don't feel like I was really looking for a father figure. Maybe I was young. He was spoiling me. What young girl don't want that? You know what I'm saying? So I was getting all that, and I liked what I was getting. So yeah.
Corners Bill said, is that the reason why you like to be shook nowadays?
Oh my God.
Laugh out loud.
Is that why? I don't know. It's just not even about being shook. See, it's not even about all that. I mean, just know how to check me when I need to be checked. Now you shake me too much, I might shake your ass back. See, so might not be a good thing. Tell your viewers, stop running their mouth.
After dating that guy, that older guy, have you ever dated another older man?
I did. I did. Because again, I thought that was what I was into. I think I kind of thought that's what I liked. But sometimes we date older guys for the wrong reasons too. We think of whatever situation we in, maybe they can help us out. But you gotta date guys for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? Because then you end up with some older guy that you really don't want to date. I did. He's still a great friend of mine. Actually, even now. So that went well.
Right.
But all of them don't go well. Again, by the time I was dating this older guy, I was in my 20s, probably like 28, 29. So he was older than me, of course, but I was, more able to handle the nonsense versus being a kid and not knowing how to handle situations that was going on that I didn't know, how to handle. I'm grown now. At the age of 28, I was more mature than I was at 16. So what you could get away with at 16 with me, quite naturally, you couldn't get away with me at 28. Right. So it was a lot different, with dealing with this guy than it was being young. I wouldn't advise a young teenager to step into the areas of 28, 29, 30, and you're 16, 17, and even 18. Because sometimes they just a tad bit, it's no sometimes, all the time, they're more mature than you. They know more than you, and they got a lot of game that you might not even be ready for or can even handle. So you have to be really cautious about that, because game is played all the time, and you think you know, but then you really don't. It happens. We can think we know, but we really don't. And in our mind, oh, I'm grown, I got this, I can handle him, but when shit hit the fan, you can't handle it as much as you thought.
Trying to be grown.
Trying to be grown. So my advice, I wouldn't advise a young teenage girl to step out the box and date men that's in their 20s when you're still in your teens. Try to stay in your age range, even if you go a year or two up. Try to stay in your range, because at least y'all can learn from each other. He don't know no more than what you know, and y'all both getting it. But when you try to get with a guy that's older than you, he know way more than you. Sometimes they bossy, demanding. They like to control you, and the reason why is because they know they couldn't get a woman their age and control them, because that wouldn't work. So what they do, they pick a young girl. Somebody can say, you come over here and do this and you do that, and she does it. Because what? They kicking out a couple of dollars that you can truly speak and make on your own. But when you're a young kid, you don't know that. You don't know your worth. So you don't know that. But yeah, that was, like I said, my situation. And I was 16 and he was 28. But I did not know at the time he was 28, and he should have not wanted to date a 16-year-old, like, for real. For real. But again, he knew exactly how to do it. He knew how to wean me on in with the jewelry and the gifts, and we had them rider boots and the city boots. Girl, I was boots down. He was doing all that. So that was a good way to, wean me on in. And what happens through that? Then all I can say was I was so thankful that I didn't have a child by him, or didn't get pregnant again by him, because that would have been a disaster. If he was that controlling with just me, can you imagine me having a child by him? And at that young age, I didn't need all that, so, yeah. Look at the photos.
One of the viewers said, have the other girls ever dated an older guy?
Wow.
Me? Never. Never dated an older guy. Oh, I have. He was a couple years older than me.
What, too much older?
No, he wasn't too much older. He was like 4 years
What was the
older than me.
ages?
I was, last year, I was 22. He was 28.
Okay. Not too bad. 22, so that was how many years ago on you?
He had 6.
Not too bad. It has been worse, you know. It has been worse. Not too bad. But then sometimes you get them and they still just as stupid and immature too. It ain't like they always know everything. Well, Brianna?
Nope.
Nope.
No. Not even
No,
talk
no,
to
no.
an older guy.
No.
Don't try to be the innocent
She
one.
tried to hold it in.
Yeah, right. Don't try to
She
be
don't
the
wanna
innocent
say.
one.
It's okay.
No such thing.
Spill a bean.
No,
No, really.
I haven't. No.
Okay, so I have a question. Why do you think teens turn to older men for love? This is for everybody.
Okay, I think. Hey, be quiet, little boy. We have our kids going crazy. It's just like kids going wild. Studio. You have Taylor going wild and my other grandson going wild. It's a family affair. Teen. Why do I think the young girls? What? What was the question? I mean, really, what?
Why do you think teens turn to older men for love?
I think, I think it's more financial because they think that the older guys are gonna take care of them. I think, you know, you get it for older guy, and a lot of times they want the young girl, so they do spend their money and they do spoil you and do little things to get your attention because they know that'll work. You know, they know that'll work. And they aren't mature enough to go get themselves grab themselves a grown woman because they know they can't handle a woman. Okay. Taylor. Right. She's looking right there. Okay, you understand? Well, you stay in your age range, okay? Okay. My granddaughter, like she really knows the show. Like, oh, she's serious about this topic. Look at her moving her mouth. Okay. Well, you tell them, okay? Okay, Grandma, no. You tell them, Theodore. Yeah. So that's for me. Why do you girls think that?
I think a lot of times too, if they don't have a male figure in their life, they could be searching for a father figure. If they don't have their father in their lives. Also, again, what you said, being able to get whatever they want or them spoiling them, but.
I think that's true. I think it's because they want attention, or maybe because they think they're more mature and they're more stable. That's what I think.
And that's the truth. But all it does is make you grow up extra fast.
Yep, you don't get
Because
the
they-
chance to live
right.
your life, your teenage life.
They want a little girl, but then they want you to act like a woman. It's amazing. They want a girl, but then they want you to act like a woman. And then when you act like a little girl, it's now you act like a child.
You
Grow up.
already.
Right, grow up already. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. But it does happen. And a lot of young ladies are excited about these older men with nice cars. Don't worry about all that. In time, you'll get all that. You can make your own money. You can buy your own nice car. You can buy your own things. You don't need to deal with an older man for the material things or anything like that. You can have all that. You can buy your own. You really, really can. You may can't get it right now, but don't worry. Your time will come. You don't need to date a guy for material things. Not an older man who could be doing things to you. You don't want no one that's putting their hand on you or telling you to do what they want you to do when they want you to do it. No. Or giving you money, but you still got to do what they say. You don't want all that. You don't want to deal with all that. We're not having that.com. Not having it.
One of the viewers said, how did leaving home affect you, your mom, and your family?
Wow. Well, my mother was very upset. Upset wasn't the word. She was hurt. I was her daughter. I was her, you know, I mean, I'm leaving home. She don't know really where I am. She didn't know where he lived. So she didn't know how to, just go to the house and bring my butt back home. But let me tell you something. My mother knew her stuff. She didn't even know his number. By the time it was all done, my mother had his number, where he lived, everything. I don't know how she knew somebody, I guess at the phone company, and somebody did the calling thing and got her all this information. She told me his address, his name, his number, all that shit. By the time she was done, she knew his mother's name. I'm like, wow. My mom was a bad chick. She was like, you think you're doing something slick? Well, not really. Not really, because I got all this information, so if I really want to come get you, I can. You know what I'm saying? But by the time before she can even do all that, I went back home. It just wasn't a good thing to do. And even now, I truly apologize to my mother for even putting her through all that. That was not good. Putting my brother, the time that I did do that, more than anything, it stayed on my mind that my little brother just kept asking me not to leave. Don't leave. Please don't leave. And that part right there, that stayed on my mind. That hurted my feelings. That hurt my little brother like that. Because all he kept saying was that he knew I was about to do it. He knew I was going to go. He knew all that. I wish I never even told him at that time, because he knew all of my plans. Because, again, I was a kid. I told my little brother. And he just begged me not to go, and that hurted me. That hurted my feelings. I kept seeing, just remember him, just picturing him, just keep telling me over and over, like, don't leave. Don't leave. And his big eyes just telling me, and crying. He was crying. And he was just like, don't leave. It makes me sad, thinking about it, because we don't try to do things to hurt our loved ones. We don't. We do things that we think at that time is right. That's what we do. I'm thinking, like, this is what I want to do. Not knowing that I'm hurting my little brother, my mom and my dad. Dads, they're a little more firm. But my mom, she sat up nights crying. That aged her, not knowing where her child was. I just left. I ain't telling her where I was going. She didn't know where I was at. I was staying out all night. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if I could do it all over again, I would never do this to my mother and put that stress on her like that. And or even to my little brother, or to make him feel bad and make him worry about me at such a young age, when all he should have been worrying about was school. Not me or his sister leaving or being with some guy that wasn't even worth the time. Wasn't even worth the time. So it wasn't a good thing for my family. It's never a good thing for your family that loves you, for you to just disappear and not tell nobody where you're going. I mean, like, that's not fair, And again, not as an adult, but at I was a child. I belonged home. That's where I belonged.
Right.
I was just being too fast and too grown. My mother always made sure I had nice clothes. That's probably why I'm a fashion girl now. But I've always had nice things, always had nice clothes. And, you get out there, you wearing your new little outfit, and now you switching a little harder than you normally switch, and now you acting a little growner than you would normally act when you were around your mom. You act like a little girl, you get out, step out, and then you act like a little woman, and you meet men. You don't just meet or attract little boys. You now are attracting men.
Especially if you have a nice figure.
Right. And it's like, are you ready for that? Right. Are you really, really ready for what comes along with that man that you are attracting? And, yeah, he's buying you gifts, but in the long run, you pay. You pay. For everything he's brought me, I paid for it. Believe it. I paid for it. Whether it was me being sad because I made my family sad, whether it was me taking his grabbing me or talking to me like I was nothing because that's what he had started doing, or cheating, because then I had heard he was, start hearing that he was messing with someone else while I'm in his home. When it was all that being done, you pay. You pay. So you're not getting away scot-free when you think you are. You're really, really not. So for you young girls who are thinking about it, doing it, or even in a relationship like that right now, think about it. Why he choosing you? Why he won't get a woman? What is he scared of? Because, see, a real woman ain't going to play games with no man. But a little girl, she will. It's the way it is. It happens like that. It's just the way it is. So you don't want to tell us about your older men experience. It's fine, JD. We'll, keep it off the...
It wasn't no experience. It was a relationship.
Was he controlling? You think like was he, was he different from dealing with a younger guy?
Yeah, he was definitely different from dealing with an older guy. He always wanted me
He's
at
coming
his.
to camera.
At, I am.
I don't see you there.
That's because I got a big so I can see.
Oh, okay.
He always wanted me at his house all the time, and he didn't want to come in my house to be around my family. He always wanted me around his family for whatever reason. That he didn't, want to come into mine.
Ooh. Oh, that wasn't nothing. She didn't. She just bounced.
But yeah, that was the only difference. That was the only controlling issue that he had. But that was about it.
And that's another thing. When they start acting like that, it's like why you don't want to. You scared somebody gonna see what you all about.
Right.
Somebody's gonna peek you out. Somebody's gonna he ain't all what he cracks up to be.
Right.
So why you scared to be around a family? Because you know somebody gonna see that. You know what I'm saying? Because some family member they're gonna just scope you right on out. Exactly. Just read all of you. So to me, when they won't even take the time to be with your family, but they always want you around theirs, but they don't want to be around yours, it's only because they're scared of what someone is going to know. They're keeping their little stuff in the dark, and maybe you only got to that point with him, but maybe it was other levels.
That it could have been.
Exactly. Then he could have took you on, because that was just the beginning. And in the beginning, it always seemed to be a great thing. It's a good thing in the beginning.
Right.
It's the ending that is a disaster.
One of the bills said, I think. Yeah, I'm a little blind. Sorry.
Oh.
I think any older men who prey on little girls should be locked away. I say pray because he knew she was a little girl. However, he still chose to pursue the relationship. Effing pig.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So my next question is, do you think older men who date teenagers are predators?
Yeah. I mean, well, no, because it's not always just the old. I mean, well, they know what they're dating.
Yes
I mean, because
and
these
no?
little girls, it's like yes and no.
Right.
It's like yes and no, because you get these little older girls too. They dress all grown. They trying to be like little women. You thinking they 18, they really 16. I was one of those girls. I wasn't dressing so grown, but I was mature looking, body all mature. You know, I'm lying and you telling you I'm 18 when I'm really 16. You know what I'm saying? Girls do that. You know, it happens. So you just it's like both. You know, yay and nay, because it happens where the girls just lie. Say they make it seem as if you on one age, then they really another. You know what I'm saying? We all done that. You know how we do. Teenagers do it all the time. You know, we do it all the time. Oh, I'm 16. Oh, I'm 17. You know, when you're 15, then you want to be 17. When you're 17, then you want to be 20. You know, so you do that. When you get older, then you start putting it down.
Or just don't say your age.
Yeah, you just stop saying it. No comment. You know, so yeah, that's how it goes. What you have for me?
I would like to ask you a question too.
What would you like to ask Beyonce?
Do you think a teen girl is mentally prepared to date an older guy?
No. Because that older guy got tricks up his sleeve that you would never believe. Please believe me. That you would never believe. And because you have not developed in that area yet and matured in that area yet, you will not catch what that real woman would. But then that's what they want. So they grab the little young girls because, again, a real woman, you couldn't pull that.
A young girl that don't use a mind of their own.
Right.
Because, they just want to, they know you're an older guy and they know that you will leave them, so they'll do anything and everything to do to please you, to keep the gifts or the attention or whatever the case may be.
Right. Exactly. What?
What's going on with you?
What, little girl? Say, I have a lot to say on my grandma's show. Yeah, so it's not a good thing. I wouldn't want my daughters to date an older guy. Even though I did do it, and I know everybody got to do their own thing and live it for themselves to see what I've seen. But I wouldn't advise not a young girl to date an older guy. Something could be good for you. I don't know. Because again, I had an older friend when I was in my 20s. Heading to my 30s. He's still a friend even as we speak. So everybody is not out to hurt you, but they don't. That doesn't mean that they're for you either.
Right.
You know, they could have good intentions, but still not to be the man that's really for you. It needs to be in your life.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
So what age range do you think the 16-year-old should stay in? Like,
16, 17 to 18. You know, you might hit 19, but try not to. You know, but if you do, okay, it's just a little step up, but don't go too far. Don't start hitting the 20s and 24 and 25. Don't start hitting them, and you know you're a teen, still thinking like a teen.
right.
Because when you are a teenager, you're still thinking like a teenager. You know? So let's be real. Sometimes when you're at 16, you're still thinking like a 13-year-old, 14-year-old. You're not really ready. I wasn't ready, but I thought I was grown, thought I knew. You couldn't tell me nothing. Well, you never could, tell me anything. You know, so it does happen that way. Taylor made a nasty, nasty mouth. So, yeah, it happens like that. What do you think about stuff like that? You know what I mean?
I don't think they're ready. I don't know. I just don't think they're ready because older men, they know a lot. Young girls, they don't know nothing at all. They think they do, but they don't know nothing at all.
Yep.
And sometimes I think some young girls try to be like other girls and try to do what they do, but they can't.
Right. And like I said again, too, a lot of them date, for finance reasons. They, older guys always try to bribe the young girls with money. They do. They all ready to spend.
Money
They
and
all
very expensive gifts.
right. Watch out, Lexi. Watch your feet. They all ready to spend. They all ready to throw around the money. Give you things that they think that you never had. And it starts there. It really does. It starts right there. And then the young girls like it. Then they do the sex thing with the young girls. Now they doing things with the young girls ain't never had done before. Now she liking that. Because she like, a young guy ain't go here with me. So now she really thinks she a woman. Digness. Man. Now she changing with her family. Family seeing the different sides of her. She doing things she never done before. Saying things to her mother, being all sassy and never did that before, but now she doing that. It happens. It does. And it's not a good thing because, again, you're not the only one being affected. Your family is, because they love you and they see this change and they're like, wow, really, this one guy comes into my child's life and do all this? And there's nothing you can really do. Because that sex going to overpower that mommy any day. She going to go get that thing. She going to go get that dick. Oops, Taylor, oops. I'm just trying to tell you. It's going to happen. Close your ears, Taylor. Grandma don't want you to hear. But it does, it overpowers it. And it doesn't mean that the young girl don't love the mom. She love you. She do. Just not the main factor right now. Right now, what she's after is going to be the main factor. And him as a man should not be wanting a little girl. And then another thing, too, a lot of the times, things like that occur, mothers let it slide. They don't say, let me get his ass locked up. He shouldn't even be with my daughter.
Well, what about the mothers that allow it because they throwing money?
To the mom, too. Yeah. They can be giving the mom, and the mom is okay.
The whole family.
And then,
go on.
Right.
Beat her up. Choke her.
Be good to him. Be good to him. So I told the daughter, be good to him.
Well, he hit me. Well, what did you do to him?
Right. Right. Because, and it does happen like that. When a mother's being paid a nice amount, too. And if she's that kind of mother who's so into the money, she don't forget all about her child is unhappy. Now she's just thinking about what's coming to the both of them.
You better be a good girl this week so I can get my light bill paid.
Exactly. For real. What was that movie where it was something like that with a mother?
Medea. That's what I got it from.
Okay.
Because when she said, "Mom, he hits me," she said, "Well, what are you doing to make him hit you? What do you mean? What is you doing?"
Right. It's no such thing. It's no matter what you're doing, nobody should put their hand on you.
It's because he was putting money in her bank account. So. Yeah.
Yep. That is. Do we have anything? That's crazy. It happens. time, ladies. All I can tell you is be aware, be smart, and don't be so fast and in a rush to be grown. You know what I'm saying? Because when you step your foot in them grown people feet, you gonna walk that grown up walk. And when he wants you to do what he wants you to do, oh, you gonna do it. Oh, you gonna do it. You can say, oh, I ain't gonna do it. No, I ain't.
Oh, girl, please. Yes, you are. And then some. And then some. Believe it. That's all it is to it.
I just feel like pressure. You know, whatever you think that's out there, it's really not out there.
It really isn't.
It's really not. Wait your turn. When it's time for you to be out there, then you'll get your chance. But it's not. It's not a rush.
Right.
There's nothing out there.
And then you'll realize these older guys are just as stupid as the young ones. They really are. They really are. All of them not smart. They don't have it going on like they make it seem out, play it out to be. Excuse me. They really don't. They don't play. They don't have it like you think. And even if they do, again, you young. Finish school, get your education, go out, work, make your own money. You understand? Make your own money.
That way you don't feel like you have to date an older guy to put you through college or some females do that. Oh, he can help me put me through college. I don't have to worry about that. He can buy me a car. Like you said, do your own thing.
Do your own thing.
Get your own stuff.
So you don't have to be a kept bitch.
You're the kind of bitch to keep. You know what I'm saying? Really, you know what I'm saying? Really, if you don't, then you're there because he wants you there, and you gotta stay there because you ain't got nothing. So now you're with this guy because he's giving you everything. You don't want to be a kept bitch. You want to be a bitch to keep.
You cooking and cleaning and playing wifey when you're not wifey.
Do you think these men really love these teenagers?
Do we think he love them?
No. It's like they're proud of them because they know
That those are the ones they can have more control over. They can't have that kind of control over no real woman. See, because we gonna say, honey, it ain't going like that. We ain't having it.
Right.
Young girl, she too nervous and too scared to say that. You know what I'm saying? So in her mind, she like,
well, I don't know if I should say that because he might be mad. Or I don't want to say that because, girl, he ain't like that.
Right.
well, a woman gonna say, I don't give a damn if he mad or not. Look, this is how it's gonna go. That's all it is to it. They don't want all that. They scared of that. So they pick a girl, scared of a woman. That's all. That's it. You know what I mean? So when you like that, you're a cat bitch. Exactly. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Catbitch.com is what you are. Don't be that. You know? Make your choice. Don't be influenced by what some older person gonna say. 'Cause they talk a lot of smack. A lot of smack. And if you got the young ones talking smack to you, you ain't saying nothing yet. They gonna pull cards. 'Cause they wants to see what you know and what you don't know.
Do your child have something that's making noise? Go get it from her, please. Beyonce. Yeah. So, I don't know. All I can tell you is that from my experience, knowing what I know now, going through what I went through then, I wouldn't advise no young girl to themselves do it, their parents, mom, dad, brothers. Don't do all that. Don't do all that. It ain't even worth it. It's really not. And you know what? At the end of the day, you're not going to be with him. He's not going to marry you. Y'all not going to be together forever. It ain't happening. You just something for now. Keep that in mind. Because he's feeling his little Cheerios and maybe you keep him young. Who knows? Sometimes they use you for that. You keep them young. You understand? Wifey ain't getting them that energy. I get it from her though. Boy, she ready to win. She keep me young. No. Don't go through all that. Don't be that for any man. They need to be kept young. They better take a young shot. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Get with them energy drinks. But other than that, don't let them use you because that's all they doing at that moment. It's nothing else. He ain't gonna marry you.
So
and if you already got a wife, then you know you ain't.
Right.
It ain't happening.
Do you regret your situation?
Do I regret it?
Yeah.
No, it is what it is. I'm glad for the experience. See, because at least I can say I've been there, done that. And after that situation, I knew how to handle any other one. So it didn't make me rush to be a teenager to want an older guy because I knew how that felt. He started acting like he was my father.
You know, like he was my damn daddy. And see, thing is this. That's when I started getting turned off. So I know it wasn't because he was like a daddy role for me. I know that wasn't the case. Because when he started acting like that, I started getting turned off. So I'm like, what do you think he is? I wear what I want to wear. Is he crazy? He don't tell me what I can and can't wear. I ain't never been like, that kind of chick that like some man be telling me what I can and can't wear. And, oh, don't put this one, don't put that. I ain't never been like that. No. So when it got to that level, he started telling me that you can't wear this and yes you can wear that and all that. I knew right then and there it was like out the door within seconds.
Right. It also prepare you too to look for signs, just in case you might be in that situation with one of your daughters.
Right.
You know what happened. You've been through it, so you know what to look for.
You'll always know when your daughter's messing for older men. You know why? Because she'll change. She'll start changing. It's just a matter of time. If it takes for the chick to start being sassy, now all of a sudden you can't tell her shit. You couldn't tell her nothing anyway. But now you really can't tell her nothing. Because he boosting that little head. Making her think, girl, you a woman. I like you because you mature. You start believing that shit. He trying to tell himself that because he want to believe it. He already know he way over the top for you. Too over the top for you. But he don't care. And then when you at that point of your life, you don't even care what your parents say. They can say whatever they want. You ain't even listening. Parents, you ain't right. You ain't even wrong. The parents can say whatever they want at that point, and you all messed up, all twisted. That's how it go. That's how it go. All I can say, like I said again, I just wouldn't advise the young girls to go there. Stay within your age range. Try to be with a person that makes you feel good, makes you happy. But stay within your range so that you can grow together. Not one person growing before you or know more than you and you know more than... None of that. Grow together so that you can get it together. Whatever you have done, y'all learning it together. You do it together. You don't want someone who, oh, I've been to this place. I've done that. I've done this. You done all these things. You ain't did nothing. You can't even really relate. You can't even have a decent conversation with him. Because you relate to nothing that's really on his level.
Well, another thing, too, you get with an older guy that done everything and went out, tired of partying. You still young. You want to go out. Oh, I don't want to do this. Exactly. I done been there, done that.
And then when you try to do it, they think that you're young. Oh, she's still a kid. You damn right. You knew when you met me, I was still young.
And now you got to be on his level.
Right.
Do whatever he want to do. And you like, you're not living your teenage or your late, early 20s life.
Exactly. And a lot of times, they don't want to do much. All they want to do, they got a routine. Come home from work, grab a beer, you cook them dinner, get them their plate, and you feel like, oh, I should do this because, girl, he just bought me this, and he just bought me these shoes, and you feel the need to be a maid. For some shoes? For real? For real. No. You can buy your own shoes.
When you go home and be the child that you are.
Exactly. Go home and be a kid. Your mama buy them for you. Don't wait for no man to do something for you that, you're still young. Your parents to do it, and when you get to the age, you do it for yourself. You don't want to be in something that you really don't want to be into all for the money. Or because he letting you drive his car, and you ain't never drove no car before, so you like, girl, I got keys to his car. Now you got the keys to his house. Well, you all pumped. Because you can't wait to go into your girl, I got the keys to his car, his house. What's all that? What do it means? Nothing. You just got the keys. That's all. That's it. But when you go in that house, you're going to do what the hell he say do. This is how it go.
Yeah.
Because he going to remind you when he get mad, this is my shit. See? That car you drive, that's my car. He going to remind you of all that. Every time you have an argument. Anything he buy you, I bought that. Bitch, I take care of you. I'm your father and your mother at this point because I take care of you, which means he runs you. Do you really want that? Can't nobody man run me because, see, I ain't into being controlled. I'm not your woman that you can control. And that's why I knew that even at a young age, that wasn't going to work for me. It was over. Yeah. So are we on to the entertainment or
yes,
what?
Because we're about to go.
Wow.
We got 10 minutes too.
All right, on to the entertainment. On to the entertainment. What you have for us here?
Well, Apple crazy stuff. Like always. Pretty much.
Okay.
Okay. One thing that I have for you. Housewife Shaka. Nene Leakes great. Wait a minute. Nene Leakes gets dumped, and her husband is engaged to a new chick.
What?
Yep.
Nene from Atlanta Housewives?
Yep.
Yep.
For real?
He
Who
dumped
he
her.
think he is? Do they show his girl?
Yeah. She looks better than Nene. But it's not her
Yeah, she
husband.
do.
For real? That's her?
Mhm.
Oh my.
She
She's
got a
pretty.
little shape, I don't know.
Yeah, she's a pretty girl.
But it's not from Greg. It's her mistress that dumped her.
Her mistress.
Oh, isn't that Greg?
No,
She
it's
got a
not
mistress?
Greg. Yeah, she got to read it. It's a mistress.
Oh.
A football player. She was
Oh.
dating. He dumped her for her.
Oh.
No.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's not. Well, I'm glad it's not
Oh,
Greg.
It's not him.
I'm glad it's not Greg.
The picture of
'Cause
the
who do
guys
he
on
think
there
he
she
is? I
said
was about to say.
mistress with.
Oh, for real? She like them ugly ones.
Mm.
I say that.
Mm.
He don't look far from like Greg.
Mm.
So he just left her alone.
That's not wrong for some youngin.
Well, she was pretty. We can't hate. Sorry,
She
Nene.
wasn't ugly.
I love Nene though. I think she's a cool girl. Besides, sometimes she's a little shit starter, but I like her.
Mm.
Sorry to hear that.
Oh my God! You know, I know you want to go to the next one, but I just want to say, I love that video with, Michelle Obama doing her thing. Oh my God, she looks so cute. I love her. I love our president and his wife.
They're great. Just wanted to throw that out there.
What was she doing, man?
Nonsense.
Still didn't know
What was the little dance?
she
Little
was- you not
Beyonce
telling
thing.
me She was dancing. You just said you like.
She was dancing the little Beyonce song at a school, right?
Mhm.
With a bunch of little students. Y'all got to go online and see it. It was really
So
cute.
You like it?
Yeah.
It's my
Because she seemed real down to earth, real, cool,
She
and
was
she
getting into it too.
Yeah,
She was
right.
making faces and everything.
she had that I'm doing my thing face. Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I mean, really, really?
I mean, what is she doing?
I don't know.
God, I mean, really, was you in your own
Alright.
world just now? I mean, was you
Yeah.
just glancing around the world? I mean, really, we stick with the show.
Okay. So when hold up. When Aaliyah was 15,
Be
they
quiet.
said
Oh,
R.
excuse
Kelly
me.
got her pregnant.
Aaliyah.
Well, we already knew that. Really?
I already know that.
You didn't know?
No, y'all didn't know.
We didn't know. We knew that she was, doing anything. They was married.
They was married, but I
Right.
didn't know that she was pregnant.
They was married. R. Kelly liked them young girls.
He's a predator. He likes to give them golden showers and stuff. He
He is a predator. He one of
He
the
is.
ones that people need to be talking about.
Oh, well, I'm not going to talk about it. I don't know. Go on to the next one.
Because I know that you'll start
Okay.
gazing into your own world when you're not, you know what I'm saying?
Creepin' married rapper Snoop Dogg is dating video model Shanika Adams.
Snoop,
Yep.
for real.
After doing that show with his wife and showing that he was a good dad.
And she
and
just stepped up her
family.
game and looked so ghetto. She looked like a wife now. She got her hair
Okay.
out and no more braids.
What are we going to do with these men?
She pretty. The model pretty.
And that's who he mess with? So the wife is over.
No, he's
I don't know
creeping.
if the wife not over. She don't know.
Right.
Well, she know now.
If she going here, she know.
Oh my God. Well, it's going to be over. Because it don't, well, I don't know. You get a thing, going on.
Is that all we have? All right,
Okay,
on to the
guys.
news. On to the news.
The good news of the week is a 15-year-old graduate from University of Baltimore. He started kindergarten at the age of 3 and has been on the fast track ever since. Now he graduates from Montgomery County as a college graduate. Ty Powell isn't old enough to drive a car yet, but he has definitely accelerated in other areas.
We glad you got that out.
Well,
Yay for him. You know, yay for him. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So he's
a
15,
genius. 15.
and he just graduated from college.
Oh,
That's
okay.
At the
good.
age of 15.
Wow, not many gonna do that.
No. And he's black.
Really?
Yeah.
For real?
Yes.
Wow, that's great.
Mhm.
That's great. That's good news.
Good news for Baltimore. Good news for Baltimore. Come on.
The bad news is a Baltimore lawyer was arrested on child sex charges. A local lawyer and his a local lawyer who owns a children entertainment company has been arrested in Florida on a child sex charge. 47 Howard Scott was arrested Monday afternoon, caught in an undercover cyber sting. Undercover detectives were contacted by Scott in January through online chatting services. During that time, Mr. Scott identified himself under an alias name Ben. Since the cyber crimes, undercover detectives has been posing as a 14-year-old boy and as a caregiver. Communicated with him, Mr. Scott. Communicated with Mr. Scott numerous times online. Detectives say he flew to Lake County, Florida, to have sex with who he thought was a 14-year-old boy. Scott lives in Essex and owned a famous entertainment company, which he advertised himself as being a musician. He is being held without bond.
Wow, he should be.
So
He
what
should be
happened
ashamed of
was
himself.
he was accidentally, contacted the detectives, and they was watching him ever since. And he thought he was going to have sex with a 14-year-old boy, but it was the undercover cops.
That's messed up.
Ain't it? A 14-year-old boy. He couldn't find himself a grown man. He want a child.
He didn't even say a woman.
I know, he said a grown man.
I say a grown man because that's what they do now. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
If he want a man, he want a man. You know, he couldn't find himself a grown man. Why a child? If you just want a man.
Why not a woman?
Because he don't want a woman. He want a boy.
So why you say grown man?
I'm just wondering why he couldn't find himself a man instead of a boy. You know what I'm saying? God, that's crazy.
And just think about all the parents that use his services, because he actually owned an entertainment company for young kids. I know they probably feeling like, have he ever did this with my child?
Everybody was probably going home questioning their children, like, oh my gosh.
You know how kids are, they're not going to say nothing. They too scared to say stuff.
Sometimes, but then if they're not dealing with him now, who knows? Who knows? What's the ugly?
The ugly news is a police.
That was ugly enough.
No, this is ugly. A police is looking for an unidentified man who shot another man in the head and left him dead.
Dang, how long was this?
This happened yesterday.
Oh.
Wow.
They have no names, no nothing. One witness said they was in an altercation. The man shot him and then he just flew the scene. But he shot him in the head and he died.
Wow.
That's the ugly.
That is the ugly.
That is the ugly. Wow. That's terrible. Dang. Well, at least we did have some great news, this week. Because that was great about the little boy. Gosh. Well, are we ready to wrap this thing up? Or?
Yeah, we are. It's the weather. The weather's been hot all week.
I know.
And crime is coming out.
Exactly.
It's
Great
sad that
weather
it always
and
happens that way. Great weather.
So it's almost
bad crime.
like you hate that. It's like, you know what? You want the summer to come, but then you don't. Because you know that when summer comes, then here goes everything else.
I don't want to see the summer. Only because of the bad stuff, We're losing too many young people. And too many people, period.
Yeah, I agree. Dang.
But it's about that time.
But it's summer, and we are trying to go to Miami. You know what I mean? Kay, Miss Kay, you know who you are, girl. I love you for all your wonderful topics and all the things you come up with. I love you. Thank you so much. I am your host, Chandelier, and we are about to wrap this thing up. You can tweet me on Twitter, hit me on Facebook, or email me at onewomanequality1, the word one, number one at the end, .com.
Chandelier.com.
Where can they reach you at, Jay Lee?
You can find me on Facebook, Jess Lee, or tweet me on Twitter, same thing.
All right. Brianna. Okay. You can find Brianna here on Baltimore's Real Talk. Good, bad, ugly.
Peace.
Just to make them faces.
So thug. That's how you do it. Wow. All right, well, take us home, Jay Lee. Take us home. On our way to YouTube, you guys. Come with us.
Come with us.
See you there. Take us home, baby.
Good night. You want to say good night?
I said take us home, baby.